like a newly formed so-called in terms of campaigning and all that. So you have any strategies you have?
Well, the mood so far has been very warm. We thank all our residents for opening their doors to all our colleagues as we go house to house, and all the markets that we visit so far. The reaction has been very positive. Certainly there are some concerns raised by some residents about some local issues and of course the cost of living, and we are addressing that as we go along. So by and large we are quite positive about the mood at the ground towards the party, but we are not going to take it for granted. We will continue to walk the blocks and visit all the residents as much as possible. So I don't have any major complaints so far, you know. So as I say, I thank the voters and the residents for opening their doors to our colleagues, and we will continue to do so.
And perhaps because there's some constituencies who have actually gone very strong on Facebook and new media. Is Molmin Kalang also doing that?
We have our presence on Facebook and new media sites. We also watch the comments and the feedback given, but we recognize that there are many of our residents, particularly because we have a disproportionately large percentage of the elderly compared to the national average, that nothing beats face-to-face, nothing beats listening to them and spending time with them and cheering out whether they have any issues. Facebook, sometimes you really do not know the identity of the people and whether some of the issues that they bring up are real or not, but when you talk to the residents, you know what really troubles them or what makes them happy. And I think that is as important as any other means to receive feedback from the ground.
So do you feel that maybe perhaps Facebook might not be the ideal way for residents to actually come up with their concerns?
I think it is one of the tools that residents can use, which is why we have our GRC page. It is also a way for us to share some of the news, some of the activities on the ground, some of the upcoming events and so on. So we have to be mindful that there are different ways of gathering feedback, interacting with the residents, and we will want to try and use them as widely as possible.
Your views of your opponents, which some has described as suicide squad.
We didn't describe it that way, right? I mean, they are here, they have made their presence in such their posters, and they have gone house to house. So, as George Yew says, these are all worthy opponents, and we will continue to fight hard. I think the question that you should ask is, what was the bargain between NSP and WP for Molmin Kalang, you know? So we're also very curious about it. But nonetheless, as I say, we don't take things for granted. We'll continue to work hard to win as much as possible.
Have you seen them being active in your area?
Well, they visit some of our markets. In fact, they're publicizing to come to my market later on about 9 o'clock, basically. So, you know, it's open. Singapore is an open country. They are welcome anywhere. But at the end of the day, we trust that the voters will look at them closely as they were to look at us very closely in terms of our track record and what we are promising to them. So as George Yew says, it's really the work at the ground that matters, and look at what we've done for the last 5 years.
Perhaps, this is your first time campaigning. How does it feel so far?
Oh, it's exciting. I think I mirror what Mr. Yaacob said. You know, I feel very warmly welcomed by the residents here, and I think that's the best way of connecting with them. A lot of the elderly, a lot of the people who are staying at home, they don't necessarily have access to the internet and Facebook. So I think face-to-face contact, some time interacting with them, understanding their concerns is the best way to be. And I think that's what campaigning is about, getting to understand and win their hearts and minds.
There's still some people who, you know, when they go to, considering you have a lot of elderly here, how do you ensure that they remember your party sign?
You know, you'll be surprised, you know, our elderly residents remember the party sign and they remember it very well.
I think also because many of us have been on the ground for a number of years. Dr. Lee has been on the ground for many years. It is not just appearing for 9 days and hope that there is some face recognition and name recognition, but when you have worked with them, attended activities, served them over the years, I think they do remember us, and we've got to give them credit.
One point for the elderly, especially those who are staying alone, issues of cost of living, you know, and we have not just tackled it today, but for the last 5 years, rations, home care, and so they remember, and Denise is in charge of our local home care. She's been working very hard, especially in her area, and so her brand recognition is fantastic, you know. Pretty also. Yes.
We have a lot of, you know, I think several in Geylang Bahru and especially in Kampung Glam, we have a high proportion of elderly and lower income families, and we feel so privileged to serve them over the last 5 years. I think basically as incumbent MPs, most of us have the privilege of knowing them, knowing their needs, and so we have raised funds, we've taken government funds, you know. So on top of that, each of us have raised funds to give even more to them, and I chair a local home care network where we trying to link all the helping hands together so that we can really serve them better. And one of the plans is really to look at a residential database, especially comprising the lower income and the needy, so that we can look at more case management so that help can be more integrated. And that's one of our key interests, okay, the needy families. And also beyond the poor and the needy, we want to be able to serve those in the middle income, those who are youths as well. We will be developing a youth leadership program for interested youths who want to serve, who want to know how to lead constructively. And so these are things that we want to bring to the table. Besides, of course, improving the estates, we have a cultural minister, Mika, he is experienced Minister Lui, and our environment minister. So we're going to make, as much as possible, leverage on their experience to make sure that we can upgrade our residential areas, our estates. Number two, to bring art and culture closer to our neighbors. So we have some things to give them beyond our national manifesto, which of course we support. And beyond that, we want to be able to help those PMATs and those who are looking for jobs to be able to provide for better job assistance and career help. So these are the things that are listed in our manifesto. We hope you read it, and we hope our residents will read also. And we bring more to the table, than the national manifesto. We support that, but we want to serve our people even more because we know their needs. And we are not perfect, but we try our very best for them.
Mana kan anda merupakan menteri bertanggungjawab bagi ihwal masyarakat Islam. Adakah program-program khusus yang akan diadakan untuk masyarakat Mulim Kalang bagi golongan?
Apa yang kita telah lakukan selama ini melalui Mendaki untuk menjalankan program-program pendidikan, kita dapati bahawa golongan masyarakat kami di sini adalah dari golongan pendapatan rendah. Jadi mereka memerlukan banyak pertolongan dari segi pendidikan untuk anak-anak mereka. Saya telah bergabung dengan pihak Mendaki untuk menjalankan kelas-kelas tuition di mana subsidinya begitu tinggi untuk penduduk-penduduk di Mulim Kalang. Jadi ini akan diteruskan kerana kita percaya bahawa salah satu langkah yang baik ialah soal pendidikan bagi anak-anak kita. Jadi ini program yang kita telah jalankan dan kita akan terus membesarkan lagi program ini di tempat-tempat lain di Mulim Kalang.
Adakah program-program yang dijalankan bagi mengatasi beberapa isu sosial
itu dijalankan di pihak peringkat nasional, apa yang dilakukan oleh pihak Mendaki. Salah satu program yang kita bakal lancar adalah program di McPherson, di mana kita tahu terletaknya banyak golongan pendapatan rendah dan banyak masalah sosial. Dan di situ kita akan bergabung dengan McPherson dan juga CDC dan dengan MUIS untuk kita menjalankan program-program terperinci untuk mengatasi cabaran mereka.
Bilakah agaknya boleh dijalankan program?
Kita akan lancarkan, kalau saya tidak salah, di pertengahan tahun ini, dalam bulan 7. Sebenarnya saya patutnya lancar 7 minggu ini, tapi tangguhkan oleh kerana GE lah.
Jadi itu merupakan gabungan antara MUIS, Mendaki
dan CDC.
Siapa yang akan menjadi lead agency?
Mendaki.
Terima kasih, Dr.
Okay.